Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Awesome Life 101 Live.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all living your awesome life. Hope you're all working your dream, plan, do framework. And today we wanted to talk a bit about seizing opportunities, how to be ready and say yes when the right opportunities come along.
Yeah, for sure. And first of all, I wanted to thank you, everybody, that already get the Dream Plan Do book. That is one way we're talking about the importance of opportunity, right? Dream Plan Do is a great opportunity for you to start the journey of personal growth and development. So, for those of you that already get the book, this is awesome. Congratulations to you. All right. And for those that get an ebook, make sure we also have an audio book as well. So keep in mind that you can also be listening to it. All right.
And that's a great example of something I feel I do it. And I know I talk to people who are like complaining about an aspect of life.
Mhm.
And then you ask them, like, have you tried this thing? You should read this book. You should listen to this podcast, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, I should do that.
I should do that.
And then they don't. And I do the same thing, right? And then I don't do it. And then someone says later, so did you ever read that book I recommended? Oh, shoot.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Right. And that's the very simple. When we talk about seizing opportunities, it can be something huge. I was listening to Warren Buffett talking about seizing opportunities, and Matthew McConaughey and Oprah Winfrey all talking about the importance of seizing opportunities, because you never know what's going to be the one that truly changes your life.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're all going to change your life one way or another. But you got to be ready.
Yeah, you have to be ready. And even if you're not ready, if the opportunity come, you just take it.
Well, that's true too.
Because this is a reality. If somebody come to you right now and say, "Hey, I have opportunity for you. I want you to work on it." Okay. They already trust you. They don't care what you know, what you don't know. They already want you. They want to give you the opportunity. They don't care if you what else is out there behind that they don't know. What is in front of you, they trust you. They say, "I want to give you this opportunity." All right, why not then take it?
That's true.
It and then do some research about it, and then see how can you figure it out. How can you do the solve the problem that the opportunity that you got? Because if you don't get the opportunity, what's going to happen? The same person is going to go to the next person and say, "Hey, I have this opportunity for you." And then that and might be actually your best friend, and then he might take it, and then and then a year or now, and say, "Oh wow, I should have taken the opportunity." And that is a reality. It happened all the time. It happened all the time that when we miss an opportunity, and then we look back, so, "Oh, I wish I did that." All right, so.
I know this is going to sound very simple, but I think there's two different sides of it. One, I do think that when you know what it is, when you know what it is that you want in life, then when opportunities come your way, it's easy to just grasp them, right? You just you say yes. It's easy.
Yeah.
But when otherwise opportunities come your way and you're like, oh, I don't know, I still need to do this and that, I don't have this license, or I don't have this education, there's all sorts of things that can actually hold you back. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I mean by being ready, doing what you can to prepare so that when the opportunities come your way, you can say yes.
Yeah.
But then I also hear and appreciate what you're saying. When opportunities come your way, you don't want to get in your own way and block your own success by saying, oh, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have enough experience.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to do that to yourself, because you can easily anything nowadays, anything you can learn like this. You get some opportunity, you just figure out how to do the opportunity, how to make that happen, because that is a simple lesson that you can just go ahead and take that lesson and learn how to take the first step, and you learn as you apply, as you taking action to it. one thing that is been happening a lot nowadays is a company now doesn't really care about your degrees. They care about who actually is there for the company, who actually is there and doing the job, is constantly doing 100% of their job. They don't really look about diplomacy anymore, because there's so many people with the diplomacy and
Diplomas.
diplomas and still can do their job right. All right. So
And before we go further into how to seize opportunities, I do want to talk a little bit about, when you have your life mission, or your business mission, when you have a clear sense of purpose, then it's easy to say no as well. And I think we have a video about the importance of saying no. If not, we sure need to make one, because when you're focused, then when people come along with opportunities that are not in alignment with your path,
yeah,
it's easy to say, like, oh no, I'm not going to do that right now, and not to hesitate or second guess or feel guilty. Because you don't need to say yes to every opportunity that comes your way.
sure.
Trust me, a lot of PTAs would have liked me to prioritize being on the board of the PTA, right? And I was able to say, no, that's not in alignment with what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, of course, you got to be in alignment.
Right.
You got to be in alignment.
And so when you're not clear, then you start wondering, should I say yes? Should I say no? And that's how opportunities pass you by, great opportunities.
Yeah, but sometimes you're not clear about something that you don't know.
That's true. And you don't know who you're going to meet and who you're going to impress.
And sometimes the unknown, you have actually no idea how great you can be in something that actually don't know.
That's true.
All right.
That's true.
And it's only when you start applying, because the action is everything. It doesn't matter how many books you read, how many education you have, how much education you have, where you've been, but if you don't take action, it's everything that you learn. If you don't take action to it and apply to it, it doesn't matter.
And a lot of the success is going to come from stepping outside your comfort zone, but also having a very clear and defined sphere where you're comfortable. And I thought, that was something new. I was all ready to talk about stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's something we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
But when I was watching Warren Buffett this week in preparing for this conversation about seizing opportunities, and he was super clear about what his sphere of expertise is, right? And so he didn't make investment decisions on things that were really outside of his sphere of expertise. But when things in his sphere came along, he knew it was a good idea. He knew, right? And so that's where you again, like, have your filter and be like, these opportunities, I know that's a good one. I'm going to go for it, and I'm not going to dilly-dally. I'm not going to let anything hold me back. When you see a good opportunity, and that's what the other thing about being ready or being prepared. If an opportunity is going to cost you money, you got to have that money in the bank.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, let me go see if I can get financing, and by then the opportunity's gone.
Yeah.
We've had that happen before, right?
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. It happens. I mean, everything we talk in this live, in everything in our society, we talk about ourselves a lot, actually, because we live that, we experience that. We been ups and down. We made a lot of mistakes in our life, and and we learned from that. We're so proud actually we make those mistakes, because especially on our younger age, because it helped us to be where we are right now. And there's so much mistake we made that we learned for it, and we don't want you guys to be making the same mistake again, because you don't have to make my mistake. You can create your own. So we're talking about the opportunities, right? I was thinking about the opportunities that I get in my life. So many opportunities I get in my life. So many that I didn't take it.
Of course.
For some reason, some way, somehow, maybe I was afraid. I was unknown. So many opportunities. I didn't take. But that's one of those opportunities that I took in my life. That it was in the beginning. I wasn't sure. I was I was kind of terrified because leaving family and leaving friends that I know. It was hard. It was hard for me. But at the same time,
You talking about coming
I,
to the United
yes,
States?
at the same time, it was like it was opportunity. It was opportunity to see different culture, to see different things, to see different places, and I took the chance. I took the chance. I left families behind. I left friends behind, and moved to US. And yeah, I can say today it wasn't one of the best decisions I made in my life because. Um, I've been in US for like 23 years now. 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 years now. And the peoples I met, all right. I have I especially I lived for about 20 years in San Francisco where all the races there. I can clearly and 100% tell you I met peoples from all around the world. There's no single people I didn't met. Every culture, and I not only just met them, but actually have contact and communication and learn their culture and learn actually some of the language actually, so learn some stuff. And that it was a blessing to me because when I started to learn different culture and learn different people, actually, even between, for example, just between two Latinos, one from El Salvador, the other one from Mexico, there are two different people right there. Their value is different, all right, and just to learn that, just to even if you speak different same language, but you have their values kind of difference. For example, for me, I'm Cape Verdean, Portuguese, African, but when I meet Brazilians, we have a lot of similar culture and all that, but that is something that it doesn't
Not
match.
exactly.
It is not exact, but when you get into the culture, you will see, you will know, and that it will bring your personal growth. All right, but that's what your personal growth and
So you're glad
development.
you seized the opportunity.
I seized the opportunity, but I didn't seize the opportunity for personal growth and development. But that's what I got
Yeah.
after I learned everything that I didn't know before. If I was in my island until now, for example, I would have met so many people from all over the world that I actually had an interaction with them and actually talked to them and actually wanted to know about their life, back home, how they live, how they do, what they do. All right, and that's just very special to me to learn all that because I can easily go to any country and I know some little things that culturally that I can filter easily on their environment because one of the things that I learned is like people. It doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, but if you learn somebody's culture, I'm not talking about language, culture, they will treat you like you will be special to them because people like for you to learn their culture, know exactly their language, but their culture, what they actually believe, their values, right? And I'm blessed for that to have the opportunity to meet different people in my life.
One of the things I think is interesting about the beginning of that story is the idea this was not on your vision board.
No,
You were not like, I want to find a way to go to America,
no,
right? In fact, you were like, that's not really part of my plan.
yep,
And so you said yes anyway. You were open minded, flexible, and willing to see where this path would take you,
yep.
right? If you wanted to stay married to me, if you wanted to be married to me, you'd have to you'd have to take that risk, right? But on the other hand, there's also this other bucket of opportunities where you put yourself, where a person puts themselves in the right place and the right time to make opportunities appear.
Yeah.
Right? You go to networking events.
Yeah.
You get certain training. If you want a job, you look on the job sites
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
job
internet,
sites.
right?
Yeah,
You don't sit at home on your sofa watching TV waiting for opportunities
opportunity
to
to
come to
come.
you. You're like, I'm ready, but there's none around, right? You've got to be proactive and moving in a direction. And the more energy you have around yourself,
Yeah,
the more the opportunities come to you. And sometimes, you got to have, I think one of the most important things I've learned in the last few years is having a decision matrix, having kind of a way to filter through and say, yes, this is what we're going to do.
yeah,
And also, for those of you who are married, or have someone that you make joint decisions with, getting better at communicating and coming to a decision together.
yeah,
Right. It's because I know that in our past, when we didn't communicate as well, more opportunities passed us by
yeah.
because we weren't communicating clearly and we weren't making decisions. We weren't on the same page exactly.
No, we were on the same page because we were, in different job. We were, in different places.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard.
Yeah. So I was taking my
I think it's hard.
opportunities and you were taking your opportunities.
It is hard for everybody when it comes to opportunity, especially when you have a spouse. Sometimes the opportunity it might be good for you, but might not be good for the whole family. You have to. There's a lot of things you got to think about it,
Of course.
but you got to believe that opportunity comes, but also opportunity is something that you have to look for. All right, you have to look for opportunity, and it's important that your opportunity always match your value. Okay, that's how you call opportunity.
And opportunities don't always come with a big red sign that say like opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Right? And so you've got to be really aware. And that's why we wanted to also bring this topic to the audience, is just being attuned to your surroundings, to the universe, looking for opportunities for what it is that you want. And maybe it's career oriented, maybe it's spiritual oriented, maybe it's a romantic partner, maybe it's a group of friends that you're looking for. Whatever it is, looking for opportunities and being attuned, and being self-aware.
Being self-aware, yeah, that's a good, good thing to be aware is yourself, to be around your surround, what's going on in your surround, who's talking, around you. Sometimes you see people's conversation, because they're talking loud, but sometimes the conversation might be what you actually want to get into.
You're meant to hear it.
You meant to hear
That's
it.
so true.
Because look, everything happened for a reason. I'm truly believe that everything happened for a reason. Everything you hear, you listen to, you should pay attention to it because it brings you opportunities that you will never imagine. Because opportunity usually is the unknown. All right.
I saw a comment from Margaret that was talking about try muscle or energy testing, and she's a master at that. And maybe we'll have her come on and talk about that in one of our events coming up here. But yeah, your subconscious oftentimes knows more or can cut through more than your conscious decision. One thing I used to do too with my students when I was a teacher, when they were having a hard time making a decision, I say flip a coin. If it's heads, you make decision A. If it's B, you make decision. If it's tails, you make decision B, right? Okay, ready? So we flip it. And then when it lands, let's say it lands on B, I say, how do you feel about that? And they're like, oh, not very good. I'm like, there you go. Your answer. Go with option A. Right? Flipping the coin and seeing what you would feel if it happened, and you flip it, you're like, yes, that's the one I was hoping for. Great. That's the sign, right?
Yeah.
I love that technique.
Yeah.
And then another thing to help people seize more opportunities is to reflect and think about opportunities that you've either chosen you've chosen in your life
Mm-hmm.
that were great opportunities, or things that you let pass by that you may, wish that you had tried out.
Yeah.
Just like you said, your best friend might have taken the opportunity that you didn't take.
Yeah.
Um, and so that kind of reflection and looking at what it really looked like and felt like, and what you allowed to happen in your life, can help prepare you. It's part of being self-aware, and can help prepare you for seizing opportunities, the right opportunities in your future.
Yeah, because there is always opportunity, and sometimes what we do, we ask the universe for something, and then we hope that universe will send us that thing right away, and exactly the way it is. All right, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. When we ask the universe for something, we ask for it and then we wait for it. But sometimes it come in many different forms. Sometimes it come in pieces that you have to put it together. But if you're not aware what's going on, those pieces gonna come and it's gonna stay on the box like that, and then you're never gonna put those pieces together as to get actually what you really asked for. All right.
Yeah, you're expecting it to come in the finished form. That's so true.
Yeah. I mean, you can ask universe, oh, I want $1 million now. Okay, universe will send you 1 cent every day, but you're gonna walk on the street and find 1 cent every day. You're not gonna pick it up, of course, now. But you know what? It's not $1 million. But guess what? If you pick it up every day, it will become $1 million. You know what they say? You wanna give somebody $1 million, or you wanna give them a penny every day?
A penny doubles every day.
Doubles every day.
Yeah.
Which one you prefer? Most of the people say, I want $1 million. Or they'll see that penny actually.
Remember the story about the guy who fell overboard?
Uh-huh.
And then his shipmates were like throwing down, here's a ring, grab onto the ring. And he's like, no, I prayed to God, God's gonna save me. And then they're like, go in a life raft, and they're like, come on, man, get in the raft. And he's like, no, God's gonna save me. And then the Coast Guard comes out in a boat, and he's like, no, I'm okay, God's gonna save me. So a helicopter comes down, and the guy comes down the ladder, and he goes, no, God's gonna save me. And then he dies, he drowns, and he goes up to the pearly gates, and he's like, I don't understand what happened. And God's like,
save me?
I sent you a ring, a raft, a Coast Guard, and a helicopter. What more did you want? And I love that, because it's like, you can't expect things to come just magically, just the way you think they're going to be.
Yeah.
You have to seize the opportunity to,
Yeah.
Margaret says, kintsugi patience comes to mind. Yeah. Not trying to rush to the solution. So Margaret and I and another friend had an experience this weekend doing kintsugi. And kintsugi is the Japanese art of bonding things together with gold. And it, comes along with the wabi-sabi mentality, which is there's beauty in imperfection, right? And embracing imperfection. And that's another thing I want to talk about here too, is getting over your self-doubt. Like, we've all made mistakes before. You can't let that hold you back.
Yeah.
Right? None of us are perfect. But the thing about the kintsugi that we did is we thought it was going to be a fun little event for the evening, right? It would take us 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, right? You're just gluing some little things together. Well, it was kind of a mess, just kind of a catastrophe. And so then the other guest left, and we sat down and watched videos on YouTube about kintsugi. And the real artists say one piece takes about 6 months. Like, oh, right? And so that's the other thing about being prepared, right? We learned our lesson.
Yeah.
Next time we're going to take our time and do it little bit.
Sure you have 6 months ahead.
Yeah.
It is when you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of hard. But that's why a lot of people prefer to be in their comfort zone, so they don't have to deal with the unknown. But every time you deal with the unknown, you discover something, you give your brain one more thing, still, but your brain is unlimited. Okay, your brain can store anything. All right, for as long you are alive, there's nothing your brain cannot store on there. Is how you process everything that make all the difference. So it's one thing I've actually been reading a book, Limitless.
Uh-huh.
It's just amazing book. I recommend everybody to read that book. Limitless is just amazing. The way it's gonna get you to think about how you do your projects and all that stuff. It's just amazing, awesome. But anyway, we have to be prepared. In our mind, in our soul, we have to be prepared for things that we want. All right, because things that we want, things that we ask for, it always come, but it always miss us if we miss the opportunity to see it. All right, because it will never come, or in the form that you wanted to see it. It will come.
It won't always come. Sometimes it might.
If sometimes it
It
might
might
not
come
come.
exactly the way you
Yeah.
expected it, and that's mind blowing too.
Yeah,
But a lot of times it's not, and you're gonna have to
Yeah.
be very perceptive.
and
You're right.
sometimes it never come. But if things never come to you because it never been supposed to be to you anyway. It never belong to you anyway, right? Well, that's my belief. I don't know about you guys, but this is my belief. If a thing doesn't come to me, it doesn't belong to me. If it come to me, I must be blessed for it and care for it and do anything to make it brighter.
There's one more thing I want to talk about. I know time is getting short, but
Oh, wow.
yeah. But have you ever heard someone they say like, "Oh, I tried that and it wasn't really for me,"
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And so that's one of those other dichotomies of like you may now be in the right place and time, right? Maybe you need to try it again
Mhm.
and again and again
Yeah.
until you master it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I tried skiing and I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you need to try it again and again until you are good at it.
Yeah.
And on the other side, like I was saying about Warren Buffett, you also have your sphere of excellence and things that these are mine, but stepping out of your comfort zone, it might take more than once. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is you might need to get over the uncomfortable bit of it in order to really maybe someone tried having a business and then they're like, oh, it failed.
Of
So you
course.
got to get over your self-doubt and try something again sometimes if you really want it.
I would, it is like I thought Campbell say always try to sit down. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't try it. You see something that you wanted to do, don't try it. Just go for it. See how it starts. Move forward to it
and learn and get mentors
and YouTube is a good way of learning stuff nowadays. There's everything on YouTube. Okay, you go ahead, you will see exactly how I do something. You want to learn something, go to YouTube, go up in the books. That's all the resource available for you to learn something if you want to learn something. All right. 2 years ago when I used to sell cars, I had I had a computer at home, but I barely use a computer because computer wasn't my field. My field was
face-to-face
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's what I'm good at, face-to-face conversation. But then when I get into the computer and online marketing, all that, it was stressful for me because number one, the computer was basically zero for me. I had to learn everything. I've been uncomfortable every single day of my life for the past 2 years. I've been really uncomfortable. But I say, no, I have to do this because actually online marketing is not what I do. Is my vehicle to express what I have to say to you, because my life here is to empower you to vision your life, to create your life, to get out of fear. All right. I use online marketing so I can communicate to you. All right. So I had to learn all the stuff right here so I can give my message. All right. You know how much time I spend to learn online marketing so I can actually express what I actually wanted to say in so many hours of my life. But you know what? I felt uncomfortable. I felt stressed. But you know what? I didn't stop. I just keep on going. And now 2 years passed by, and me computer right now is like I have so much knowledge of computer and things to do and all the new technology that I'm like, wow. Right now, I can get anybody that's been a computer for 40 years and say, you know what, man,
Let me teach you something.
let me teach you something because I have so much that I learned, so much new technology, so much new stuff. But you know what? I get out of my comfort zone. I say I have to learn new skills, new and start over. All right.
And we wish the same for you.
And we wish the same for you. We wish the same for you. Therefore, we create the Dream Plan Do ebook and audiobook to get you started. Because the harder part in life is to start something. But when you start, you just keep on going and never give up. Okay.
Right now, though, we got to get over to our VIP Zoom room and talk to our VIPs and hear how they're seizing opportunities in their lives.
For
So
sure.
if you want to be part of the VIP, hit me up in the DMs.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, and guys, come join our VIP room. There's a lot of questions and conversations, and a lot of great things come out of there. So come join us. And stop doing excuse that you don't have a time or now this is not for me because all I see that you guys still wanted to have an awesome life. Okay, and I believe that if you wanted to have an awesome life, you are on this page. You are on my page because you wanted to have an awesome life. Okay. So I recommend for you to really start to listen to our podcast, listen to on YouTube. We actually need to update our YouTube. We have about 20.
That's our
contents that is
project
not
for
there.
today.
And listen to what we are saying, and listen to our recommendation of books and all that, because you are stuck right now dreaming to have an awesome life because there is one book that you didn't read yet, all right? Or there is one podcast that you didn't listen to it yet, all right? Or there's one person that you didn't listen to it yet. Say, start looking your surround, start looking what actually you really want in life and how you want to get it. Because it's the only way to get something is to take action. You cannot be when I want to have an awesome life. You want to join awesome life 101, but you just want to join it. You have participate. See what awesome life 101 actually is giving you, because we actually all our message to you is not cost to you. All right, we're here to help you to have an awesome life. We want you to have an awesome life. We bring so many materials for you to use to have an awesome life, because that's what we want for you to have your awesome life.
But now we need to go.
But now we have to go to a VIP. If you guys want to see us more, you gotta go to VIP. An awesome
Bye.
place to be.